Bush Rangers, Ned Kelly, did a lot of stealing, did a lot of flogging, robbed the banks, robbed the schools, robbed everywhere, bailed up a lot of places. He bailed up the bank at Euroa, did a bit of robbing in Geraldry, and he shot policemen, 3 policemen in Stringy Bar Creek. 3 died, 1 was wounded. So Ned Kelly there was a bit of a siege with the police here at Glenrowan at a hotel. It burnt down the hotel. So then he was captured. He was shot in the leg by the police. He was tried at Benalla Court. Then he was tried at Beechworth Court. He went to jail in Beechworth. Then the court sentenced him to be hung at the old Melbourne jail. So he was transported by train to Melbourne jail, where he was hung. And he was buried underneath the old Melbourne jail. Then until about 2011, I think it was, they transferred his skeletal remains from the old Melbourne jail to a little settlement called Greta. So the story of Ned Kelly continues today. Yes, welcome to another episode of TREV'S Bushland Adventures, and we're here, yes, in Glenrowan. So we're going to check out some places where Ned Kelly, some of the rare areas where he was captured, some really good stories. So let's check it out. Dial up. Here at Glenrowan stands a 6-metre armoured statue of Ned Kelly that stands outside the post office. Opposite the statue of the corner of Kate and Gladstone Streets is Kate's Cottage, gifts and souvenir shop named after Ned's sister, Kate. The cottage also contains the Ned Kelly Museum and replica of the Kelly homestead. To the Ned Kelly Theaterette, we have a brand new bridge which goes over the railway line in Beaconsfield Parade. It's a fairly new bridge that's been built to modernise the rail system. And we have a sign that points to the Glenrowan wine region that takes you to various wineries. Here we have the Ned Kelly Discovery Hub. It's a newly made discovery centre. Gives you information all about Ned Kelly and also point of interests around the northeast Victoria. And next to the Ned Kelly Discovery Hub, we have a park, a beautiful park known as Lions Park. This is put on by the Lions Club. They have a market here once in a while, and it's a good place to have a picnic, bring the kids to play, and it's a recreational area.
On this site marks the original location of Anne Jones' Glenrowan Inn, where the Ned Kelly originally held 62 townspeople as hostages. Ned miscalculated the arrival time of the police special train, thinking it would come from Benalla, not Melbourne. Instead of 12 hours, it took 32 hours for the train to reach Glenrowan. While they waited, the gang encouraged the hostages to sing, dance, drink and play games. Some hostages were released and later provided police with valuable information. When the train finally arrived, just before 3 a.m. on Monday, 28th of June 1880, the gang donned on their armour and got ready for the battle. Superintendent Hare led 6 constables and 5 Aboriginal trackers towards the Glenrowan Inn. The gunfight started and the police took shelter a short distance across from the inn. Hare was shot through the wrist in the first volley of the gunshots. Ned was seriously wounded in the left arm and right foot, and Joe Byrne was hit in the lower leg. Unbeknown to the police, Ned struggled into nearby bush to rest. Several of the gang's horses were shot by police to stop the gang escaping, and the firing continued, and Joe Byrne was mortally wounded. Police reinforcements arrived after Ned was captured and the hostages were able to leave the inn. Police set to fire to flush out the remaining gang members. The charred bodies of Dan Kelly and Steve Hart were later retrieved. About 60 metres east of the Glenrowan Inn is the gravel contractors' encampment. On the Saturday night before the siege had started, and after their unsuccessful attempt to sabotage the railway line, Ned and Steve bailed up the gravel carters camped at the site, believing they were railway plate layers who could help them. The first shot was fired when one of the contractors resisted, cross over the siege street and head up the lane. This is the site of Ned's capture. After retreating into nearby bush during the siege, Ned emerged from behind the police blockade and attacked them. This time the police aimed low and shot at Ned Kelly's vulnerable legs, eventually bringing him to the ground. At last, Ned Kelly was captured. The last stand was over. Across the road from the Lions Park and next to the current pub is the site of the former McDonald's Railway Tavern, a favourite drinking hole for Ned and his buddies before the siege started. The gang positioned extra horses at the tavern as an option to escape. A drum of gunpowder was later found at the rear of the pub. The charred corpses of Dan and Steve Hart were taken here after the siege ended, where family and friends had congregated. There are many other stores and shops, especially the Mount Morgan Antique Store. And there are various shops, cafes, ice cream shops, and of course the Kate's Cottage. So this is the main centre of Glenrowan. And we have a lovely mural. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Ned Kelly and his gang, bush rangers at Glenrowan. Lots of history. Come to Glenrowan. There's plenty of history here. Now, my next episode, because they had a siege here, they brought Ned Kelly down. You know, before that, they burnt down the hotel, the Anne Jones Hotel Inn, and that's where they actually, a little boy, 13 years of age, his name was John Jones, he was shot and killed. John Jones, it was a 13-year-old boy, very sad. Buried cemetery right there. Now, my next episode, we're going to another place where there was another thing before all this, and that was at a place called Stringy Bark Creek. Stringy Bark Creek. Ned Kelly and his gang, there were 4 policemen on their horses. 3 were shot dead, 1 survived. And he was conveyed to Mansfield Hospital. That was the siege, and then, of course, he robbed the bank, Euroa, Jerilderie, many places. Then there was the siege at the Anne Jones Hotel. There was a big shootout. You can hear gunfire, you can hear gunshots. That's what it sounded like. Probably boom, 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 bang, bang, bang. Here, of course, where Ned Kelly ended his career. That's the story tells. I'll see you next time. See you next time at Stringy Bark Creek. Battle. Battle.